Okie dokie, we should be live now. We should be live. Yeah, we're live. Well, I think we are. I think we're live. Yeah, we're live. We're live. We're live, man. Okay. I'm sure there's some boxing to talk about. Dillian White Povetkin 2 has been announced. November 21st. It's going to be an interesting rematch. A lot on the line for Dillian White, obviously. A loss in that fight, really does end his title hopes anytime soon. And Povetkin, 41 years old, a loss for him, probably ends his career. So a lot on the line in that fight. Really intriguing rematch. I've got a feeling, man, it could be a bit too soon for Dillian White to go back into that fight. He suffered a very bad knockout. And an immediate turnaround like that is almost unheard of in those circumstances. So it could go horribly wrong. But it's going to be very interesting. Very interesting, man. Big up to ABC Def, Dominic Chechery, Nick Harmer, and Brennan Smith, man. Big up to you guys. Big up to Johnny Boy as well, man. Shout out to Johnny Boy. Hopefully you're keeping well, man. I know you've been having to deal with a lot of shit on here recently, man. So hopefully you're doing well. Just, man, keep on soldiering on, solo wolf, lone wolf shit every single day, man. That's the way you got to be sometimes in life. That's what I've noticed anyway. Certain man out there who say they've got your best interests at heart, a lot of these people can't be trusted. I'm talking about real life. So the same shit's going to apply on the internet as far as I'm concerned. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, man. It's unfortunate. But yeah, big up to Brennan, big up to Johnny Boy, Big Dan, Dominic, ABC, Nick Harmer, big up to Nick Harmer. Yeah, exactly, Big Dan. I'll see that shit. Joshua Buatsi versus Kalic. Yeah, it's a shit fight, man. It's a shit fight. I like Joshua Buatsi a lot. I think he's one of the best prospects in the UK. But, first and foremost, he's been super inactive and he's not being moved along quick enough. The guy's an Olympic bronze medalist. Surely we expect a little bit better. I'm not talking about like fucking Sergey Kovalev or Beterbiev. I'm just talking about fringe world level guys, I would take a Sullivan Barrera fight, to be honest. I think that would be perfectly acceptable for Joshua Buatsi. Even though Barrera's past his best now, it's still a good measuring stick, in my opinion. It's a good learning fight for Buatsi. But this Kalic guy, I mean, come on, man. I expect better than that shit. I really do. Yeah, Chilemba. Yeah, Big Dan, that's another one. Isaac Chilemba, yeah. Another perfect name for Joshua Buatsi. Chilemba, Shabransky, Barrera, all of these type of guys, man. Any one of them. Yeah, big up to Mines. Man like Levi Khan in the chat. Big up to Levi. Yeah, exactly, man. Smash the like button. Yes, sir, Nick. Yes, sir. Yeah, I agree, MB. I really like Buatsi, but it's getting a little bit tedious now. Do you know what I mean? He's been out of a ring since Lomachenko Campbell. That's the last card he was on, and that was against Ryan Ford. People were complaining back then, and now a year later, man, this level of opponent, really disappointing. Like I say, man, just a fringe world level guy would be acceptable. Even a guy on the downward slide, like a Barrera. I'll be more than happy with that. I mean, this guy, man, look at the guy's resume, man. He's beat nobody, Kalic. He was a decent amateur, and he's fought in the World Series of Boxing. But what does that mean, man? What does that mean? He's done nothing as a pro. Nothing at all. Yeah, but I agree, MB, man. Yeah, Hashman, yep, 100%. Hopefully, Buatsi doesn't do what Yard did. Yeah, I want to see Buatsi built up, properly, going through the levels. But it just feels like he's wasting time right now. Feels like he's wasting time taking these sort of fights. I mean, the guy's, 28 years old, something like that? 28, 29? I don't know how old he is, but I think he's late 20s. So he needs to get a move on, man. He needs to get a move on. Yeah, Hashman, I agree. I can kind of understand due to the long layoff. Don't get me wrong. But still, I think this is very disappointing, to be honest. Very disappointing. Yeah, Blake Caparello. Yeah, Hashman. That's another guy I'd be happy with. Former title challenger, been around a bit, relatively experienced. Caparello would have been acceptable for Buatsi, you know? Mines, he says Eddie Hearn has the worst schedule in boxing. I'll tell you what, the UK schedule that he announced, apart from White Povetkin 2, I'm really not interested, I have to say. I've got to be brutally honest. Lewis Ritson versus Miguel Vasquez doesn't really fill me with much anticipation, put it that way. I mean, why not Lewis Ritson versus Terry Flanagan, an all-English battle? That would be a decent fight. I know Terry Flanagan's not the best fighter in the world, but at least he's not shot past his best like Miguel Vasquez. I mean, it's really poor, in my opinion. Yeah, big up to Lack74. What's happening, man? I'm pretty good, mate. I'm pretty good. Well, as good as I can be right now, I guess. But yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. But yeah, I was expecting a bit better minds from Eddie Hearn in regards to his schedule. Hopefully the US schedule was a little better. Hopefully. Oh shit, Levi Khan, Uniecki Gonzalez. Yeah, I remember that dude. I remember him. I thought he beat Jean Pascal quite a few years ago. I thought he got robbed in that fight. But yeah, I remember Gonzalez. I remember Gonzalez. Yeah, mines. That's fair enough, mate. That's fair enough. I think the rematch is pretty intriguing, though. White Povetkin too. There's a lot on the line there. There really is, man. A lot on the line. Yeah, I saw that hash, man. Looks like Josh Kelly's avoiding Avanesian, trying to get people to forget, laugh out loud. Yeah, man. I mean, what's Josh Kelly doing right now? His career's not gone anywhere in the last 12, 18 months. Nowhere at all. I've not heard anything Brennan Smith in regards to Fury Wilder 3. I've heard nothing, to be honest. There's been sort of rumours here and there for December, but nothing really set in stone, nothing to really kind of get excited about. Again, that's another fight that needs to be sorted because all of these fights, man, are holding up that division. We want to get to Fury Joshua ASAP. Yeah, that's another thing, Big Dan. Yeah, no mention of Selby versus Kambosos. Yeah, exactly. Where's that fight? That's a decent fight, actually. Yeah, Levi Khan. White could lose to Sasha again. He could get knocked out again, man. He could get knocked out again. Yeah, man. Yeah, Nick Harmer, that's true. Terry Flanagan did a better job on Magdaleno than Teofimo Lopez did. That's true. Terry Flanagan looked like $1 million against Magdaleno, to be honest. That was Terry Flanagan's best performance. Boxed really well that night. Looked amazing, actually, believe it or not. Yeah, big up to Hawker Mustang, man. Hopefully you're doing well. Carlos Mendoza as well. Yo, Nordic Warrior, man. Big up to Nordic. Big up to Nordic, man. Nice of you to drop by. Yeah, Vodsic versus Gonzalez. Yeah, that was a brutal finish. Brutal finish, man. Oh, thank you, Anthony, man. Thank you. That's why I've been kind of trying to go solo, you know, on my channel at least. I'll try and keep it solo because none of that shit's going to get to this channel. That's the way I look at it right now. You know, I just can't be asked for it, mate. I want to talk about boxing and that's really it. Obviously, maybe in the future we'll have more people on again, but for the foreseeable future, I'm going to keep it solo, to be honest. Yeah, salute Carlos, man. Big up to Carlos Mendoza. Big up to Carlos. I remember him, Pigeon. Yeah, Boxing Gossip. Yeah, I thought he was a very good channel. I liked Boxing Gossip. Obviously, like everybody, didn't agree with everything that he said, but he was just a genuine boxing fan who had a passion for the sport, you know. I enjoyed his channel. I liked his channel. Yeah, I agree, man. I agree, Hawker Mustang. I agree. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Nordic. Yeah, Magdaleno made Flanagan look like a prime Sugar Ray Robinson. Exactly, man. Flanagan looked amazing. He looked amazing, man. Yeah, Pigeon, man. I think it's like people have just been locked up all this time. They've gone crazy. They've gone crazy. Oh, Nordic, you was at that fight. Interesting, man. Yeah, yeah, that was it. Liam Smith fought Thompson. Yeah, John Thompson. That was for like the vacant WBO or something like that. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, man, John Thompson, I remember that guy. Yeah, Liam Smith cleaned him out, man. He made Liam Smith look like Golovkin. Fuck me. That's a brutal knockout. Yeah, I saw that, Big Dan. I saw that video from Ultratech. Yeah, apparently he knows somebody close to White who thinks White versus Joshua 2 is a very strong possibility. Yeah, wouldn't be surprised if White beats Povetkin in that rematch. I really wouldn't be surprised to see Joshua White 2. Really wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I hope Lomachenko wins Brennan Smith. I actually don't mind Teofimo Lopez. Yeah, the guy's a bit cringe here and there, to be honest. Some of his fans are a bit annoying, but he's okay. I think he's a nice kid at heart, just a young, kind of immature type of character. But I think he's a nice enough kid at heart. When I've listened to his interviews, like, not like a trash talking interview, but just like a genuine interview, he seems okay. He seems okay. So I don't really have anything against Teofimo. I just prefer Lomachenko, to be honest. Just got to be honest about it. Oh, yeah, my boy Kamil Sakalovsky back in action, Levi. Yeah, Sakalovsky's fighting Demirezen. Demirezen should win, but Sakalovsky's going to give him some rounds. I've got a lot of respect for Sakalovsky, man. Proper journeyman. Comes to fight. Tough old boy. Tough old kid, man. Oh, shit, is that true, Levi Khan? I never even heard about that. If that's true, man, that is messed up. That's messed up. I know about, obviously, Paul Williams. I knew he got involved in I think it was a motorcycle crash, and he obviously became paralyzed. So yeah, man, that's messed up, man. That is messed up. Goes to show, man. Every day that you've got good health, man, we've got to be grateful. We take a lot of things for granted, including myself, man. I've done it a lot recently, and yeah, man, it's madness. Yeah, big up to Spuddies, man. Nice of you to make a return after all these months. It was fucking hilarious last night on the BDA. That fucking cracked me up, man. it was like a Muppets episode, man. Like a never aired Muppets episode. It was fucking great. Shit. Yeah, that's it, Pigeon. Yeah, he fucking cleaned him out, mate. He knocked Nick Webb clean out. That's brutal, man. That's brutal. Christ. Yeah, that is true, Nordic. I know what you mean. There's nothing new about Teofimo. He's just kind of following the tried and tested formula over there, you know? That is true, I can't lie. That is true. But that is true, yeah. I can't disagree with that, to be honest. Yeah, I'm the same, mate. I'm really, really disappointed with the schedule. I like White Povetkin too. Apart from that, no, not for me, man. It's garbage. It's garbage. You know? I mean, why not Joshua Buatsi versus Callum Johnson? That'd be an amazing fucking fight. An amazing fight. Both guys with Matchroom. Both guys arguably Britain's number 1 and number 2 light heavyweight, sorry. That'd be an amazing fight. People would watch. People would get excited. But now we got fucking Joshua Buatsi versus Marco Kalic. Come on now. And what's Callum Johnson doing? When's he going to fight? They're still talking about Igor McCalkin for Callum Johnson. Yeah, it's an okay fight, but that fight's been in the works for months and months and months. I mean, come on, man. Just not good enough. Just not good enough, man. Yeah, I agree, Levi. I think Yoka's going to do a job on Duhaupas. Might take him a few rounds because Duhaupas is very tough, but Yoka should win. Maybe a late stoppage, maybe a late stoppage. Maybe even on points. Duhaupas has a very good chin. I'm not smoking neither, Levi. I've got a nicotine-free vape thing to kind of fucking, what's the word I'm looking for? Keep me on the straight and narrow so I don't smoke again. I look like a homo smoking this fucking vape thing, man, honestly. Yeah, I'm liking that fight as well, Nordic. Chisora, Usyk. But at the same time, again, we're waiting and waiting and waiting. If I'm Usyk, I'm not going to wait just to get fucking a crowd in that fight. Just to kind of Yeah, I would fuck Chisora off at this point and go my own route. Stay active, just stay active. Maybe even against lesser level opponents. Wait for my title shot. I'll be sick of waiting at this point because again, Usyk's had another long time out of a ring now. That's two long absences in a row now. It was quite a few months from the Bellew fight and the Witherspoon fight, and now the Witherspoon fight to now. That's another long layoff. So if I'm Usyk, I'd be considering just fucking Chisora off at this point. Yeah, man. Big up to Hawk and Mustang, bro. Big up. Toughest division in boxing, is it heavyweight or welter or another? Sorry. Super flyweight's up there for pure toughness, I would say. Super flyweight. Light heavyweight, although light heavyweight has become a bit diluted since Vodzik retired. There's a few divisions. Yeah, big up to Jazz, man. Thank you very much, mate. Thank you very much. Nice of you to drop by support. Big up, man. Big up. Yeah, Nordic. I feel like a complete helmet with one of these vape things, mate. But you got to do what you got to do, man. But big up to Jazz. Big up to Jazz, man. Thank you very much. Keep the same energy. Usyk's ducking Chisora. I would say Usyk is actually, he's the guy who's giving Chisora a lifeline, to be honest, because they need a crowd in that fight because Chisora doesn't sell out, you know. So Usyk is obliging him, waiting until we have a crowd back. So yeah, Usyk is actually doing Chisora a solid right now. He's doing Chisora a favor. Sorry. So yeah, Chisora, he ain't ducking no Chisora. I mean, come on. Chisora got schooled by Ajit Kabayel. Do you know what I mean? Nobody's ducking Chisora. As much as I like Derek, I like Derek a lot. I like Derek a lot. He's a funny dude, man. He's grown on me over the years, Derek. I never used to like Derek, but he's grown on me. He's grown on me, Derek. Yeah, exactly, Big Dan. Justin likes to troll now and again. I've noticed that. He's a cool dude, though, man. He's a cool dude. Exactly, Mines. Chisora now is a pay-per-view regular. Yep. Imagine somebody saying to you, after Chisora got schooled by Caballel in Monaco when he pulled out a fucking stinker, if somebody said to you then, oh, in a couple of years, this guy's going to be headlining not one but two pay-per-views, you would call them crazy. Imagine that. Crazy. Fuck's sake. Yeah, imagine if Chisora wins and becomes mandatory. Laugh out loud. Yeah, imagine Chisora going on then and fucking knocking out Joshua. That'd be insane. Chisora, a unified champion at heavyweight. Oh, shit. That'd be jokes. That'd be amazing, you know, actually. That'd be amazing. Fuck's sake. Yeah, so did I, Pigeon. So did I, mate. I thought he was done. He stunk for joint out, man. He stunk for joint out. Yeah, I would like to see Pulev shake things up a bit, you know. But I don't think Pulev's got a chance, to be honest. I really don't. I think the guy is shot to bits. I think he's done. He's 40 years old. Not looked good for quite some time. I think Pulev is done. Not looked the same since the Vladimir fight. Where are we at? Tins. Big up the Tins, man. Where will Chisora go after Usyk beats him? I'm guessing pay-per-view co-mains against mid-tier Europeans. Yeah, exactly. That's his level, really, isn't it? Maybe like, I wouldn't be surprised to see Chisora Hrgovic. Something like that. When he loses to Usyk, yeah, after that he'll be fighting the likes of Hrgovic, Bakole, those sort of fights, I would say. Yeah, Chisora Fury 3 for all of the belts. Undisputed. Yes, sir. Imagine that after all this hype. That's the undisputed fight. Chisora Fury 3. That'd be jokes, man. I kind of want it to happen now you've said it. Big up to Adam Moore. Big up to Adam Moore. Yeah, man. Yeah, exactly, Nordic. When a pay-per-view falls apart, all Eddie Hearn does is either call Dave Allen or David Price. That's all he does. When a few fights fall off a pay-per-view, call up Dave Allen, call up David Price, the show's saved. I actually don't mind David Price, though, because he's actually entertaining. Dave Allen, though, nah, fuck off. Dave Allen. Sick of Dave Allen. Christ. Yeah, I don't like that Levi either. Those Monaco fights. Never liked them. Just so devoid of atmosphere. It's like COVID boxing before lockdown, to be honest. The Monaco shows, they were terrible. Just no atmosphere at all. Loads of ponces with suits in the arena, like 100 of them. Yeah, fuck that. It's rubbish. Rubbish. Yeah, Pigeon, I'm the same, to be honest. I'm the same. I would just rather I just want to see shit shaken up, to be honest. That's what I want to see. I want to see shit shaken up. Yeah, exactly, Nordic. When Vitali beat Chisora was an out of shape fat bum. When Dillian White beats Chisora, Chisora's like a warhorse. He's a fucking great fighter. Blah 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 blah. Same with Povetkin. When Vladimir beat him, again, bum. When AJ beats him, world class. These guys from the Klitschko era are still causing noise. You know, Pulev is still top 10 rated, a relic from the Klitschko era. Povetkin is still top 3 rated now, relic from a Klitschko era. Helenius just knocked out one of the most promising prospects in the division in Kaunaki, Klitschko relic. I mean, come on. How good is the division really? Who wins out of Beterbiev versus Joe Smith Jr.? That's from Ian Ward. First and foremost, Ian, that's a fucking very good fight. Brutal fight. Both guys carry power in both hands. Beterbiev is certainly the more technically advanced boxer. Great amateur. But ultimately, that could be a shootout. I think if Beterbiev sticks behind his jab, covers up, and pays attention to what's coming back, I think he'll knock out Joe Smith Jr. He'll be the first to knock out Joe Smith. But if Beterbiev's wild like he was against Callum Johnson, then Beterbiev could chin him. Sorry, Joe Smith could chin Beterbiev. So it's a risky fight for Beterbiev, but I do make Beterbiev a favourite. I would say Beterbiev by knockout. But the longer that fight isn't made, the better chance Joe Smith has, you know? Big up to the Troll Network, by the way. He's got a channel himself. So check out the Troll Network. Check out Nordic Warrior. Spuddy's Boxing Cobbles as well. Oh, by the way, the Coupe de Trois Boxing, new podcast by Official Scorecard Boxing Science and Corruption in Boxing. They've now done 2 episodes. Really good stuff. I highly recommend their podcast to any hardcore boxing fan. Really, really good podcast. Thoroughly enjoyed the first 2 episodes. Although I'm actually halfway through the second episode. Had to leave it live because a couple of bits come up. But very impressed with what I've heard so far. Really good podcast, man. So check these guys out. The Coupe de Trois of Boxing. Very good podcast, man. Very good podcast. Yeah, I heard about Conor getting arrested, Brandon. Yeah, I heard about that. Not surprised, to be honest. I think he comes across as a degenerate, to be honest, Conor McGregor. Not sure why so many people worship him. I think he's a scumbag. An absolute scumbag. Money got to his head and he's acting crazy, man. They say money changes people. I don't agree. I think it just amplifies the person that you could be, good or bad kind of thing. I think that person's always inside you. The money just allows you to act that personality out to a greater extent, whether it's good or bad. Levi Khan, he says, Ugas is the first welterweight champion from Cuba in 70 plus years. That's actually whether you count the WBA regular belt, though. I personally don't, to be honest, but I guess it's a version of a world title, right? I guess it's a version. I just heard talk of Dave Allen again. Time to come out the bushes. Fuck's sake. Yeah. Dave Allen, man. I know you like a bit of Dave Allen. But yeah, big up to Intangible Boxing News. He himself has a channel. Again, check him out, man. All these channels I've mentioned, really good stuff, man. Really good stuff. And if I've missed anybody out, I do apologise. I'm just, I'm always that sort of person. I'll fucking mention people, then I'll miss one person out, like a fucking idiot. But there we go. Yeah, I agree, Levi. Actually, I felt Ugas beat Sean Porter, but officially didn't get the decision. Didn't get the decision, man. It was close enough to it wasn't a robbery, to be honest, Levi. In my opinion, at least, I don't think it was a robbery. Could have gone either way. I personally felt Ugas just about won it, but I can't complain. I can't complain, you know. Pigeon, I've got a terrible feeling that Deontay is going to turn up much better for a Fury rematch. What's people's thoughts? To be honest with you, Pigeon, I'm not convinced that fight even happens right now. Honestly, I'm not convinced that fight even happens. Wouldn't be surprised if they come to some sort of agreement where the third fight doesn't happen. And maybe Deontay can then try to get himself a mandatory shot at another title to fight the winner of Undisputed, if that makes sense. So let's say if I'm Al Heyman, yeah, I would take Deontay Wilder out of the running for Tyson Fury 3. I would have Deontay Wilder fight Charles Martin, who is like highly ranked in the IBF. Maybe Al Heyman could get that fight for an IBF eliminator. Charles Martin, Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder knocks out Charles Martin, and he's in position to fight the winner of AJ Fury. That's what I would do with Deontay. I would take him away from Fury, get him being a mandatory for another belt, and wait on his shot, basically. That's what I would do. I think a third fight is going to go the same way. This is interesting. Vitali would have scored any heavyweight today except Fury. Fury would have been life and death. Yeah. Do you know what? I think Vitali would have toyed with Deontay, to be honest. I think it'd have bashed him up, maybe knock him out in rounds 8 or 9. Same with Joshua, sort of a late stoppage, 11th or 12th round stoppage. Fury's a lot more awkward, a lot more tricky proposition. But the differences between Vitali and Vladimir, Vitali's output was far greater than his brother's, and he would attack at weird angles. He himself was very awkward, very unorthodox. I think that Fury fight could be... I struggle to see how that one even plays out stylistically, to be honest. Fury versus Vitali. I really do. Because Vitali was very awkward himself. He really was, man. And he was kind of aggressive as well, man. Yo, big up to Jay Bilo, man. Big up to Jay Bilo. Been supporting a lot recently, brother, so thank you very much. Thank you very much. Jesus Christ, we are so far behind already. What is wrong with this shit, man? Oh, how far are we behind? Well, this is terrible. I'm going to have to skip through some of this, man. I do apologise. Yeah, exactly. I agree, AA. Dave Allen needs to find a cave and crawl into and live. He should take Bellew with him. Yeah, exactly, man. Sick of the sight of both of them. That's a good fight, Tins. I'd watch that rematch. Kaunaki Helenius too. I'd watch it. Why not, man? Why not? Why the fuck not? Oh, that's interesting, Pigeon. See, that's interesting. Isaac Chilemba says Beterbiev hits 2 times harder than Bivol, and Bivol hits harder than Joe Smith. KO Beterbiev. Interesting. Yeah, I think Bivol probably hits harder than a lot of people give him credit for, to be honest. Because Bivol was getting a lot of knockouts early in his career. But these days he's boxing a little bit more, to be honest. Not loading up quite as much. And now the knockouts have dried up. But the guy can clearly punch a bit. He's clearly relatively heavy-handed. And if he sits down on his shots, he can cause anyone problems. No doubt, man. Levi Khan, I hope Derevianchenko beats Charlo, and same for Rosario. Nobody in the USA really liked the Charlos. Yeah, I've got that impression as well, mate. I've got that impression from like an outsider looking in. The Charlos aren't exactly the most liked fighters in the world. I don't like Jamel Charlo, to be honest, but I don't really have any problems with Jamel in terms of like who he fights. Jamel at 154 has been okay, to be honest. He's fought some pretty good dudes, in fairness to him. So I can't really hate on Jamel too much. But Jamal, He's done nothing recently. This is his first step up in like 4 years. So, yeah, man. Bellew should make a comeback and fight AJ. Yeah. If Bellew fights Joshua, he's going to change his name back to Tony and not Anthony. He's a muppet. Levi Khan, US boxing is in tatters. Only scumbags like Tank Davis for Charlos are popular. Bunch of fools that have you ever heard them interviewed. That's, yeah, exactly. Yeah, but there's a few idiots in UK boxing as well, Levi, man. It maybe not quite the same sort of, I don't know, with UK boxing right now, I'm not feeling either, to be honest. You know, guys like Dave Allen, like I said, the likes of Dave Allen, the whole Dillian White scenario, which was basically based on complete lies, things like that. The UK boxing scene's not exactly any better. I think a lot of it is it's rubbish, to be honest. No worries, official man. No worries. Don't mention it, man. Don't mention it, bro. Nordic Warrior, Bellew versus Wilder would be a fun fight while it lasted. I'll be Team Wilder, mate, on that fight. I'll be Team Wilder, believe it or not. Fuck Tony Bellew. Oh, Christ. I've seen this Idris Virgo guy. Yeah, the guy's a bellend. Yeah, the guy was fighting a guy who was 0-7. And at the press conference, he poured a bottle of water on him. I mean, that was embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. Especially in that sort of fight. Fuck's sake. It's embarrassing. Yeah, what do you think of Dillian saying he heard the ref count 6 or 7 when the ref didn't even count at all? Yeah, man, Dillian's talking shit. Dillian just needs to be quiet, get back into training, and work towards that November 21st date. Because the guy's opened his mouth up enough. He's opened his mouth up enough, and he's made himself look foolish. You know, look at the build up to the Povetkin fight, for example. There was no talk of Povetkin. But all Dillian was talking about was Fury, Wilder, the WBC, all this nonsense. He wasn't taking Povetkin seriously, and he got knocked out. Dillian needs to be quiet, honestly, for his own sake. He needs to be quiet and train. That's all he needs to do. Be quiet and train. And he can beat Povetkin in the rematch. He can. But, you know, it's easier said than done. People in Ireland hate Conor McGregor. A few like him there, but hitting up, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know what you mean. John Gonzalez, I couldn't imagine myself with money. Yeah. I wonder myself, mate. I wonder myself how I would react. I think I would sort a lot of people out who have helped me genuinely in life. And there's like a handful of people who I really class like that. But yeah, man, I'd sort those people out and just take up some hobbies, have some time to myself, clear my head, and yeah, man, just work out what I wanted to do, I guess. I wouldn't really change things too much, though. I wouldn't be flash or anything like that. I'm quite, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm quite minimalist anyway, in terms of like possessions. I don't want a lot. I really don't want a lot, to be honest. But that's just me. That's just me personally. I used to be really materialistic when I was 18, 19. I was actually getting a lot of money then by doing shit I shouldn't be doing. And I wasted the whole lot of it, to be honest with you. And yeah, I wasn't any happier for it. I was miserable, to be honest with you. Actually fucking miserable. But there we go. I don't really value that sort of shit anymore like I used to, man. I don't value that shit anymore. Adam Ward. Shit. Yeah, exactly, Nordic. Yeah, Conor McGregor's a horrible person. I'll chin him. Yeah, McGregor is a pure scumbag, man. You can tell. You can tell just by the guy's energy. He's a prick. Honestly, guy's a complete prick. Yep, I've seen that. I've seen it as well. Tins. I've just seen the title for a new Babich interview. I'm like Mike Tyson. Yeah. Fuck's sake. Okay, Alen. I like Alen Babich. He's a character, I guess, and he comes to fight. He's relatively heavy-handed. I like Alen Babich, but I can see a big hype train coming up for him now. But yeah, I want to see him fight someone like Nick Webb next. I think Nick Webb would be ideal. Sort of an area level fighter, English level fighter. That's the sort of fight he should be having next. Maybe Tom Little, and in a couple of fights' time, maybe I'd like to see him beat up Dave Allen. Ian Ward, Del, if Broner applied himself, do you think he could get back to the top? I think the time's gone, Ian, mate. I think the time's gone. Even if he did, I don't think he can get down to 135 where he'd be most efficient, most most dangerous. I don't think he could get down to 135 anymore. I think he might have done a bit too much damage to his body. I think he's left it too late, to be honest. I really do. Broner, listen, I always felt back in the day that Broner was a little overhyped even then when he was unbeaten. But he's certainly talented, but I think it's just too late, Ian. Even if he applies himself now, I don't see him doing much, to be honest. I don't see him doing much. I really don't. I really don't. But yeah, Broner's done. But Broner these days I would say Broner these days, he's on the same level as someone like a Josecito Lopez. You know, that sort of guy, a fringe contender at best. Kind of reminds me of that one guy at school we should have stabbed, fuck's sake. Yeah, I do like Hugas Cavanide. I like Hugas. Seems like a nice guy as well. He's very grateful to be in America. I've noticed that on his Twitter and that. Very grateful. And he seems like a nice guy. He's a good fighter, good technical fighter. Yeah, Hugas is good. Hugas is good. I assume Spuddy's going to be disappointed that Conor McGregor brings shame on Islands. Yeah, Conor, man. Conor's a disgrace. Absolute disgrace. Yeah, big up to Andre, man. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you're doing well, mate. Bloody warm over here in the UK, man. Middle of September and it's fucking warm. It's like 27, 28 degrees over here, man. It's madness. Indian summer. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, Conor is the Bono of the combat sports for Ireland. Fuck's sake. Yeah, I would like that fight, Tins. I really want to see Luis Ortiz versus Andy Ruiz. That's a very good fight. Believe it or not, I actually think if Luis Ortiz shows up in the same shape he showed up against Andy Ruiz, I think he can beat Andy Ruiz. If it's the same Luis Ortiz from that second Wilder fight, I think he could beat Andy. Not saying he would, but he's got a very good chance. If he can keep it at range, keep his feet moving, keep boxing, I think he could beat Andy. If you've got a jab, yeah, and you can move, you're going to give Andy a lot of fucking problems because Andy's feet are as slow as molasses. Just that simple. Just that simple, man. I know people don't like to say Luis Ortiz is any good, but he's a decent fighter. Yeah, he was overrated by some people, but Luis Ortiz is a half decent boxer in the heavyweight division. He's not a bum, in my opinion. He's decent. He's decent. I'd watch it, Nordic. I'd definitely watch it. I think Wilder would knock him out personally, but it'd be interesting enough. Charles can crack a bit. He can crack a bit. Yeah, big up to Johnny, man. Thank you very much, mate. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm so far fucking behind, bro. It's insane. What's wrong with this? I'm not cut out for this shit, you know. I'm not cut out for this shit. If you were Jamel's coach, what kind of game plan would you form? If I was Jamel's coach, I would take Jamel and take a look at his earlier career fights when he was fighting the likes of Martirosyan and Gabriel Rosado. Back then, Jamel Charlo was much more of a back foot boxer. I think it would be wise for him to play that against Jason Rosario. I don't think Rosario's the greatest boxer by any means, and I think Jamel Charlo's got the legs, he's got the jab, he's got the activity to outbox Jason Rosario, to be honest. I think he's a better boxer on the back foot than Rosario. So yeah, I would make Jamel Charlo box in that fight. Having said that, I genuinely believe Jamel Charlo, he definitely beats him in a boxing match, and I still think Jamel Charlo beats Rosario in a street fight. So regardless of how Jamel approaches it, I think Jamel just wins. I think he's just better. I think Jamel Charlo is a little underrated, to be honest. Whereas Jamel Charlo, in my opinion, is overrated. But I think Jamel's okay. I think Jamel's decent. I don't think Jamel's a bad fighter at all. He got his tactics wrong against Tony Harrison in that first fight, but he's a good fighter. He's a good fighter. And that rematch with Tony Harrison, by the way, that was an amazing fight. That was a great fight. One of the most underrated fights of last year. Jamel Charlo, Tony Harrison too. Great fight, man. And I'll tell you what, if Jamel fights that way against Jason Rosario, it's going to be a hell of a fight. But I think he will actually knock out Rosario if he's aggressive. It's a great fight, man. It's a great fight. I'm looking forward to that Charlo card. I really am. It's a very good card. Yeah, Kavanaugh. Vitali had balls, whereas Vladimir had more talent. But Vitali was a better fighter all around. Yeah, a lot of people say that. A lot of people come to that conclusion. I'm in the minority when it comes to the Klitschko brothers. I always say, I've always said, sorry, if Vladimir fought Vitali prime for prime, I think Vladimir wins. I think Vladimir wins. Do you know what I mean? Just how I see it, man. I think his technique would take him through. The jab, the long right hand, the distance control. I think he could outbox Vitali, believe it or not. The Troll Network. Yeah, big up to the Troll Network. I think Michael Hunter will beat Deontay Wilder, as will Usyk and many others. And you can't dictate to the IBF who fights for the mandatory. And at this point, it's going to be a long wait as Pulev hasn't had his shot yet. That's true. That's true. The Troll Network. But I think we're going to be waiting a long time for these fights anyway. So AJ is going to dust out Pulev soon. So if I'm Wilder, I'd be looking at maybe going for that belt, that mandatory, and in a couple of years, then he can fight the Fury Joshua winner, whoever it is, because it's going to take a couple of years, in my opinion. That's how I see it personally. I don't think those fights are going to happen next year for Troll Network. At best, one might happen next year, but 2 fights happening next year, Joshua and Fury, I don't see it, man. I don't see it. I need to check out Punch Drunk Boxing, Johnny. I've never seen him, but I've been hearing a lot. I need to check out Punch, yeah. I know who he is, though. I've seen him on a couple of live streams. Always comes across well. So I need to check out Punch. I'll drop him a sub, actually. But yeah, you're right, man. You're right. There's a lot of drama on here, man. That's the thing, Pigeon. I think it's a bit of both. I think it's a bit of both, where it's like, was it the strongest era in the world? No, it wasn't. But at the same time, a lot of those same guys from that era are still relevant today. Like Pulev, Helenius, Povetkin, these sort of guys, they're still relevant today. So if it's that bad, if that era was that bad, why are they still around now in apparently a golden age? People are calling this era a golden age. Why? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Yeah, that's true. That is true, Nordic. Vitali's chin and power would be a big problem for Fury. Prime Vitali had great stamina and was very fast also, yeah. His feet, Nordic, were exceptionally quick for a guy of that size. Vitali's feet were very quick. Very awkward style, relatively quick hands, decent power, like you said. Yeah, it's a very interesting fight, that one. Very interesting fight. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, Kaunaki. Yeah, Kaunaki needs to work on his defense and stamina. Yeah, lose a bit of weight, work on a defense. Again, Kaunaki's never going to be a Mike Tyson moving his head, but even come forwards with a nice tight high guard, better than nothing. Just some sort of defense. He's another knockout waiting to happen. He'll be knocked out again if he ain't careful. Bivol wants no parts of Artur Beterbiev. I hope you're wrong, Andre. I hope he does want that fight, because we need that fight ASAP. That is the best fight at 175, in my opinion, at least. We need it ASAP, so hopefully Bivol does take it. at some point next year. I'm remaining optimistic, I would say, but yeah, man. Yeah, man, that's true, Nick Harmer. Yeah, smash the like button, boys. Smash the like button. Smash the like button, man. Yeah, they're not the most Hawker. They're not the most classy bunch at all. I like Jamel as a fighter, though. I do like Jamel as a fighter. In terms of just pure entertainment and giving me fights I want to see, I got no real problems with Jamel. Just his little bro. No, his big bro. Sorry, what am I talking about? Yeah, big up to Pligsy P, man. He says, just seen your community post about Buatsi. I agree, and I've said it for ages. All he's fought is super middleweights, bad ones at that. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with Joshua Buatsi, to be honest. I mean, it's never seemed like Matchroom have had any real plan for him. They've never really pushed him that hard. I don't know what the deal is with Buatsi. I really don't know what the deal is, because to me, he seems like the most talented bunch out of the 2016 Rio Olympians. Joshua Buatsi. I like him. I rate him. But maybe they know something we don't. Maybe this guy's packing glass. Who knows? I don't know what's going on with Buatsi. I really don't. But I expected a lot more at this stage. I expected a lot more, I have to say. I know he's been out of the ring for quite some time, sorry. But still, he needs to get a move on, mate. He needs to get a move on. Yes, sir, Brandon. Yes, sir. Smash a fucking like. There we go. Hit the fucking like. If the Charlos are thugs like Broner. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't even take those guys seriously, though, even if they started saying, you know, when they've got they carry man bags and wear skinny jeans and like kind of dye their hair all kinds of multicolours, man. They don't play that part very authentically. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, Furman, Johnny Boy, Furman. As soon as Furman got some good pussy, yeah, he was done. Basically, he was done. He's turned into a simp. he's done. He's done, man. He's been getting fat. He's not been fighting. He's been getting injured. Yeah, Furman is irrelevant now. Furman's irrelevant. If Furman wants to prove something, yeah, don't try and talk your way into a big fight, like against Spence or Pacquiao, or even Porter. Fight someone like Ugas, a guy who's high risk, low reward. If you beat Ugas, I would say, yeah, do you know what, Furman? Fair enough, you're back. That's cool. But like until then, I'm not interested. I don't want to hear Keith Furman talk his way into a big fight. Fight a couple of guys, and then prove to us that you're ready again, that you're about this sport again. But until then, I ain't gonna believe anything that Furman says. It's nah, fuck that, man. Fuck that. I used to like Furman as well. I really did. Official scorecard boxing science. Sergey may have a tough time with Jamal. I wouldn't be surprised if it turns out to be a harder fight for him than people think. Yeah, I don't think it's an easy fight for either guy. I've seen a lot of people pick this fight with sheer confidence. I don't share that same confidence regardless. My official pick is Jamel Charlo by a robbery or by a controversial decision. However, I wouldn't be surprised if Jamal knocks him out or even wins legitimately. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Derevianchenko wins. One of those fights, in my opinion. I've just got a feeling that we're going to see a sketchy decision, kind of like the Korobov fight. That's my initial feelings, but we'll see, man. We'll see. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully whoever wins is the fair winner. That's all I can really ask for. Yeah, Furman on live earlier saying he'd be back to take over 147 again. It's not going to happen, man. It's not going to happen. He's going to talk his way into a big fight. He's going to get beat. Then he's going to retire. That's what I think he's going to do. Basically, he's selling his ass to the highest bidder. That's what he's doing. Brandon Blanco. I hope Derevianchenko pulls pulls off a Fury like what he did to Wilder. Yeah, could happen. It could happen. Derevyanchenko is a top 5, top 6 middleweight. You know, his 2 losses are very close. A lot of people debate those losses to Jacobs and to Golovkin. He's a top middleweight. There's no doubt about it. I personally felt he lost both fights just about. I think I had both fights a point to Jacobs and a point to Golovkin, actually. I felt he just about lost those fights, but what he proved in those fights, he can compete at that level. Jamel Charlo hasn't shown he can compete at that level, so Derevyanchenko is his hardest test to date in his career. He's Jamel Charlo's hardest fight, sorry. I'm so far behind, lads. Fuck's sake. Jesus Christ. Go Leeds. Fuck Leeds, man. Leeds United. They let the whole country down, man. They let the whole country down. I'm in StreamYard Hellbox. I can't see that Johnny's timing anybody out. Yeah, September 26th is a great night. Yeah, 100%. Anywhere we can watch in the UK. In regards to the Charlo card, Tins, I'm not sure, mate. I'm really not sure. Not sure at all. No TV companies picked it up yet. Hopefully they do. From what I heard, it's on Fight TV, an online website, and you've got to pay for it. I don't know, though. I'm not sure, mate. It'll be a crime. It'll be an absolute crime if the Charlo card isn't picked up over here. It really would. I wouldn't be surprised, though, mate. I wouldn't be surprised because last year, no UK TV channel picked up Usyk versus Beterbiev, a light heavyweight unification. So don't be surprised if no UK broadcaster picks up the Charlo cards. Don't be surprised. That's the state of fucking boxing coverage in this country. People keep on telling me from abroad, UK boxing's killing it right now. That's not the case. Not the case at all. There's 2 or 3 fighters who are pulling in big numbers. Fury, AJ, White. That's really it. That's really it. Jesus Christ, John Gonzalez. I want to see Pellew in Stevenson's wheelchair. Fuck's sake. I'm not going to agree or disagree. I'll leave it at that. Oh, fucking hell. Look at that, Nick. Look at that fucking avatar name or channel name, whatever you want to call it. Jesus Christ. Oh, shit. Yeah, crack stream. Yep. Crack streams are the ones, man. They've saved me so many times post-pandemic, to be honest. Their streams have been fucking spot on. No lag, no buffering, crystal clear. Crack streams is the way forwards if you want to go on Team Stream. No doubt about it. Pigeon Mike Tyson, I'd like to see a good white American heavyweight, not been one for so many years. Yeah, man, that's true. I mean, right now you've got a prospect called Sonny Konto coming up. He's with Top Rank. He's like a white American heavyweight. Not sure how good he is though. He's only had like 4 or 5 fights, but maybe he could turn into something. You've actually got Tommy Morrison's son fighting as well. Trey Lippe Morrison. He's like 16-0 with 16 knockouts, something like that. But he doesn't really look all that good in my opinion. So yeah, I will see, man. It'll be good for it'll actually be very good for the sport in terms of like views and things like that. You know, I wouldn't be surprised, Jay Bilo. Really wouldn't be surprised if White beats Povetkin. I wouldn't be shocked to see White versus Joshua. Yeah, Tommy got himself AIDS, man. Crazy stuff, man. He was fucking everything that moved and he got AIDS. You got to wrap it up, man. You got to wrap it up. Crazy stuff, man. But yeah, I definitely wouldn't die of AIDS. I'll tell you that much. If I was in Tommy's position, that fame and fortune, I wouldn't die of AIDS, guaranteed. I'd be vetting these fucking bitches like crazy, man, honestly. Yeah, big up to St. Brit Sports, by the way. I like your emblem. I like your emblem, mate. Yeah, I'm so far behind, boys. I'm so far behind. Yeah, I agree, Nureel Ahmed. I totally agree. Hypermaterialism is a problem among some boxers. Yeah, not just boxers, though, man. I think it's the general population in general, to be honest. I think it's, that's the way it is, unfortunately. Whether it's material goods or even not only that, like social media, things like that. I mean, I was having this conversation the other day. I went out with a mate of mine to watch the football, Leeds versus Liverpool, and was in the pub. I wasn't drinking, by the way, because I'm not drinking at the minute. But I was in the pub, yeah. Was watching the game, and I was looking around the pub, and there's this table of fucking girls, yeah, all having this birthday meal. Every single one of them, yeah, was viewing it through their phone, like those on fucking Snapchat or whatever. I mean, how can you enjoy the moment when you live like that? I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. I'm 26, yeah, so I'm in that age range, but I don't understand it. People are so fucking engrossed in their phones and shit. What people say on social media, how many likes they get. That's where they get their enjoyment from in life. What about enjoying the moment and creating actual memories and shit? What about that? It's insane, man. It's insane. Oh yeah, Dylan Dennis is a wanker. He's a fucking idiot. Absolute idiot. Yeah, I'm glad Khabib tried to fuck him up. Yeah, I like Khabib as well, by the way. I like Khabib. I like what he stands for. I like Khabib a lot. And they tried to make him go on, after that incident, yeah, they tried to make him go on some anti-bullying campaign as punishment, when in reality, he was standing up for his family and everything that Conor said about him. But he was the guy who was told to go on an anti-bullying campaign. Embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. Oh, well, it is what it is, though, isn't it? It is what it is. Big Justin says to Big Dan, Liverpool president is a mong and paid off a ref. Fuck's sake. Oh, Christ. Christ almighty. I lost where I was. Yeah, Nordic Warrior, sorry. I used to earn a lot more money too. Nowadays, I'm broke as a joke, yeah. I'm getting by at the minute. I'm just getting by a little bit in the bank, but nothing. I can't be extravagant, put it that way. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, getting by like most people are, I guess. But I'm definitely happier now than I was back then, when I was actually getting a bit more money. But I wasn't getting it through the correct means, if that makes sense, without saying too much. So yeah, I'm more happy now, to be honest. That sort of life ain't worth living. It really isn't. It's not worth it. It's complete nonsense. I mean, I got into it through basically ignorance, narcissism, and stuff like that. It was on my own. It was my own doing. It wasn't my environment. It wasn't how I was raised. I just was in a terrible place, and I was an arsehole back then, and I had to make that change. I couldn't make any excuses for it. You know how some people will try and rationalize their behavior, but yeah, I was fucking up back then, no doubt about it. I was completely fucking up. And yeah, I changed it in the end. I changed it. Just it took a long while, though. Took a long while. I'm so far behind, lads. I really am. Insane. I'm gonna fucking go through a few of these comments, because I'm really far behind. Yeah, yo, Pigeon Man. I was too young to remember those days. Believe it or not, I'm far too young to remember those days. But I've seen that fight back when Frank Bruno beat Oliver McCall. Funnily enough, I watched that fight the other day, and Frank Bruno, man, was holding on for dear life in the last 2 rounds. But yeah, man, the atmosphere on that crowd was amazing. Andre, how do you think Regis Prograis would do at 140? Do you know what? I really rate Regis Prograis. I would personally like to see him stay at 140, to be honest. I think he's got a lot of work to do there, and he can still win a lot of fights. But at 147, I certainly think he's got the ability to cause guys real problems, but he wouldn't be the biggest welterweight. That's the only thing. So I'm not entirely sure. I think he could beat someone like Thurman right now, Prograis. I think he'd beat Thurman. But I'm not sure how he does against the top guys based on his size, really. But in terms of skill set, he'll give anybody problems. I really rate Prograis. I think he's a very good fighter. A very good fighter. When we saw Taylor Prograis, I think we saw one of those rare fights where two elite fighters genuinely go at it. As an amazing fight. Got a lot of respect for both of those guys. Two of my favourite fighters in boxing right now. If I made a top 10 list of my favourite fighters, Prograis and Taylor would definitely be in there. Really like both guys. Yeah, Alen Babich versus Hemi Ahio. That's a good fight, big boys boxing. Two smaller heavyweights, aggressive. Both guys seem to carry reasonable power. Yeah, man, that's a good fight, you know. Never thought of that fight, big boys. Never thought of that fight at all. That's a good little fight, though. Yeah, Babich versus Hemi, yeah. Count me in, mate. If they made that fight. Yeah, I agree, Pigeon. I agree. Connor's a fucking arsehole, honestly. Yeah, I'm so far behind, lads. I do apologise. Shit's sake, man. I do apologise, lads. Now, it's nice of you guys to drop in, though, and show the support, man. Much appreciated. Really, really doesn't go unnoticed, mate. Really doesn't go unnoticed. Yo, D, man, if you're looking for boxing streams online and you don't want to buy a pay-per-view, type in crack streams on Google and you'll find any sort of boxing stream you want. Really good streaming website. Put it in your favorites, mate. It's really worthwhile. All the streams are good. All the streams are good from my experience. That's where I watched White versus Povetkin on a crack stream. And it didn't lag once, which is quite unusual. Big up the Pigeon, man. Yeah, exactly, MB. Yeah, if I'm at the boxing, I don't film anything. I let the idiot next to me do it. Then I watch his vid on YouTube. Yeah, exactly, bro. Exactly. I don't get those sort of people, mate. Brandon Blanca, what are your thoughts on Haaland? Is he overhyped? From what I've seen of Haaland, he looks very good, man. A very good finisher on that left foot. Good in the air. Reasonably quick. He's a very good young player, man. Very good young player. But yeah, again, he's got a lot to prove still, so we'll see. We'll see, man. Yeah, big up to Jerome. Shout out to Jerome, man. Hopefully you're doing well, mate. Hopefully you're keeping well, brother. On this fine Tuesday evening. Exactly, Christian, man. 100%. Yeah, a lot of people are going through some shit right now. I'm lucky that I've still got a job, I guess. I've moaned about certain things, but at the end of the day, it could always be worse. And I think sometimes that's the way you got to look at life. No matter how bad your day's been, there's always somebody who's worse off, right? And for me, that makes it easier for me to like internalize and kind of get over it, I guess. Just soldier on, kind of shit. Remain stoic and just get on with it. That's the only way you can deal with it, can't you, right? That's the only way. Yeah, big up to Matt Heisman. Big up, man. Another one of the long-term supporters, man. Big up to Matt. Hopefully you're doing well, Matt. Shot in draws is short money. Yeah, tell me about it. I wasn't really shot in though, Nick. Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, MB. I saw that shit. Yeah. So yeah, Danny Williams was fighting this weekend, and the Russian guy he was fighting fucking walked out with a bear, a real fucking live bear. Fuck's sake. That's a good fight. That's a very good fight, Brandon Blanco. Prograis versus Sean Porter. Yeah, that's a sick fight. That's a sick fight. I was 5 guys down from Boris Johnson in London. Huge money in 2000s. I ran City of London, all transport, new build. Had a breakdown, the stress. Never be ashamed to say things. Yeah, exactly. That's life, man. 100%. It's how you overcome it more than anything, right? What did Teddy Atlas say about a fight? A fight isn't a fight until there's resistance. If there's no resistance, it's just an exhibition. You know when you're in a fight, right? Do you know what I'm trying to say? And once you can get over that, whether you lose or win, it is kind of it just makes your soul stronger, I guess, if that makes sense. But yeah, we've all been there, man. We've all been there. Ian Beale, big up to Ian Beale, man. I'm a successful businessman and a counsellor. Big up to Ian Beale, man. Vote for Beale, yes sir. Vote for Beale. Nah, big up to Matt, man. Big up to Matt. Thank you very much, Matt. Thank you very much, brother. Again, always been one of the long-term supporters, bro. Yo, Jim McDonald, man. Big up to Jim McDonald. Hopefully Liz is doing well. You know. Hopefully Liz is doing well, keeping herself in shape, you know. Yeah, do you know what it is? What's good? Yeah, I think it's a lot of it with Keith Thurman is his mindset right now. I think he's got one foot out of the door. I think he's eyeing retirement. And when you get a fighter like that, I don't think they can be their full self. They can't reach their full potential. That's how I see Keith Thurman right now. I don't think he's really all that serious about boxing anymore, if I'm being honest. I really don't. And I just don't really expect much from him anymore. I don't expect him to be any of the top guys. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm not convinced, man. I'm not convinced. And yeah, he did fight well against Pacquiao. That's true, but at the same time, like Pacquiao is 41 years old, man. He is well past his prime. Do you know what I mean? So I don't see Keith beating these younger dudes like Errol Spence or Sean Porter in a rematch. Terence Crawford. I think Keith is on the decline. But yeah, big up to Jim. I'm going to go for a slash quickly, lads. 1 second. We're back, man. We're back. Anyway, where were we? Where the fuck were we? Yeah, big up to Matt for the super chat. Big up to Matt, man. Hopefully you're keeping better, man. I know you've had a bit of shit luck in after lockdown, man. But yeah, hopefully you're doing well, bro. Hopefully you're keeping well, mate. I fucking lost my oh whatever. It's what it is. It is what it is. Adam Moore, what football team do I support? Manchester United, bro. Manchester United, as you can tell by the accent. Glory Hunter. Vote for Ian Beale. No, Matt, I've not heard about the B sample. I'm still waiting on news for the B sample. Never seen it. It's more elusive and bloody, fucking Harry Houdini, that B sample. 1 second. Getting blown up on the old fucking blower. But yeah, Matt, I've not heard about the B sample, mate. Oh, Johnny boy, that's a good shout, you know. Having my cousin get me into real estate, I have to take over 100 hours of classes online. Worth doing though, man. 100% worth doing. Yo, Mr. Relax. Big up to Mr. Relax. Hopefully you're relaxed and chilled. Big up, brother. Big up. I'm so far behind. Not really, actually, you know. Not really. Yeah. Life is like a box of chocolates. Jenny. I ain't seen that film in years, you know. Yeah, George Fox. He's the son of what's man's name? What's his name? Oh, who's his name? Don Charles. Yeah. George Fox is calling out Alen Babich. Yeah, I saw that. I'd watch it, I guess. Yeah, life is the biggest fight pigeon, Mike Tyson, man. No doubt. Some days, man, it's a knockover job. It's like boxing, isn't it? Some days are like a fucking journeyman that you fucking bowl over and knock him out, and some days you get fucked up, mate. You get fucked up, but it's how you recover, how you get over it. You know, there's always the next day. That's how I look at it. That's decent, Nathan. That's decent. Babich is fighting Niall Kennedy. That's decent in my opinion. Niall Kennedy's got a decent enough record. I think he's like 15-1, something like that. That's decent enough. No problem. No problem at all with that. Yeah, AJ's. I think AJ's losing a lot of popularity, to be honest, in the UK. I've noticed that. Exactly, yeah, Nathan, 100%. Everyone's losing jobs at the moment. Shit time for everybody, yeah. Yeah, I moan a lot about my fucking job. It's kind of mind-numbing at times. It's like basically in finance. And yeah, that shit can be tedious at best of times, but at least it's something, right? It pays the bills, so I can't complain too much. And I'm working from home, right? So that's something. So Ian Beale used to own his own chippy. Big up to Ian Beale, man. Jim McDonald. She shot the bits, fella. Can't hold a shot to the body. Oh, shit. I was going to make a joke then, but I ain't going to do it. I ain't going to do it. Oh, shit. Yeah, that's a good fight, Nathan. Echo Esserman versus Chris Jenkins. Echo Esserman versus, what's his face, Conor Benn. That'd be decent. I'll take any of those sort of fights, to be honest. I uploaded the video years ago on another channel called Ian Beale Hardman Laugh Out Loud. Is it still online, Nordic? Because I might watch it, you know. Ah, shit. Ah, Christ. Some YouTuber pooped on Nancy Pelosi's driveway yesterday in her gated community. Nancy Pelosi, Jesus Christ. She's like a witch, man. Absolute witch. Yeah, that's a decent comeback fight, Nathan, for Ajagba on his new deal with Top Rank. Yeah, Jonathan Rice is a good journeyman. That's okay. I don't think they can rush Efe Ajagba. He needs a lot of seasoning. He needs a lot of work. He's got some good raw attributes, to be honest. Decent power. Relatively good jab. He actually throws quite a lot of punches for a heavyweight, and he doesn't really gas that much. So he's got some good attributes, but he needs to tighten up on his defense majorly. He really does, man. He's an okay prospect. He's an okay prospect, but I certainly wouldn't be betting a house on him. Yeah, she's like a blood-sucking vampire pigeon, probably like 275 years old. like fucking lives off fucking child blood. She looks like a fucking cretin, honestly. Jim McDonald boxing, feet up in the garden with a nice hazy spliff, so it is. Big up, man. Big up. Oh, Niall Kennedy, I believe. I hope it's Niall Kennedy. Let's have a look. Alen Babich. Have a look. Alen Babich. What's the deal? It's Niall Kennedy. Yeah, Niall Kennedy. That's a decent fight, you know. Niall Kennedy's all right. He ain't too bad. But yeah, hopefully you enjoy that, Jim McDonald. Yeah, that's true, Justin. That is true, Justin. But Keith's been coming off a lot of injuries, right? It looks like his body's breaking down, and that's another reason why I don't really trust Keith right now. He's getting a lot more injuries, losing a lot of time in the ring. I mean, yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yo, big up to corruption, man. Yeah, mate, I'm doing pretty good right now. I'm doing pretty good. Getting through this nonsense that we call COVID, I guess. And yeah, man, just making the best of it. I'm trying to utilize this time working from home efficiently. You know, trying to level up, I guess. You know, because if I don't utilize this opportunity to get better and actually better myself, I'm going to regret it. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to do right now. Trying to get a bit fitter, you know, things like that. Just basic stuff, but yeah, might as well use this time effectively. Big up to the Shepherd of Sons, by the way. Big up to the Shepherd. Yeah, G-Man, yeah. Babich is fighting Niall Kennedy next. Yep, official, confirmed. Yep. I think that's decent enough, G-Man, personally. Niall's not exactly a killer or anything like that, but 13-1, 14-1, whatever he is, that's okay for a 4-0 guy, in my opinion. That's okay. I don't mind that at all. Tough Irishman. He's got a bit of power. Yeah, Niall's all right. Del, what's your thoughts on Porter saying Al said he's fighting the winner of Danny and Spence? Does either fight warrant a rematch? Danny Garcia, no. I don't want to see Sean Porter versus Danny Garcia too, really. I thought the fight was close, but it wasn't exactly the most enthralling fight, was it? A Porter versus Spence rematch, would I complain? I wouldn't complain because I loved the first fight so much, but that's not the fight we want to see. We want to see fucking Spence versus Terence. That's what we want to see. So it's a good fight, but we don't need it right now. We need to stop delaying this welterweight fight between Crawford and Spence. We need to actually push this fight to happen. So yeah, I'd be kind of against it, to be honest. I think I'd be against it. Okay, Matt, I'll take a look in a second, mate. I'll log on now because this is very interesting. I won't read it out, by the way. I won't read it out. Just let's have a look. Let me just read this very quickly. Well, that first paragraph nearly made me bust out laughing, bro. Honestly, that's crazy. Yeah, man, that's madness, Matt. That is crazy. That is crazy. But it doesn't surprise me. The excuse surprises me, don't get me wrong. But crazy, man. That's madness. Yeah, but Dillian, listen, it is what it is. It is what it is. You know my thoughts on Dillian. You know my thoughts on Dillian, you guys. A lot of falsehoods have been told. He's not this squeaky clean guy that a lot of people portray him to be. That's how I'll say. That's what I'll say. Sorry, getting tongue tied. I'm fucking knackered. Okay, G-Man. Oh, G-Man's got some first-hand experience with Niall Kennedy. Been in the gym with Niall Kennedy. Can't see him lasting too long. Too easy to get hit. Yeah, he got knocked out by who was it? Was it Devin Vargas? Something like that. But yeah, in terms of records, though, it looks good for a 4-0 guy to fight someone like Niall Kennedy. It makes a lot of sense in that sense. I'm sure that's not grammatically correct, but we'll go with it. Yeah, but as for like Mark's earlier comment, the rematch between Porter and fucking Danny or Spence, yeah, a little bit underwhelmed, to be honest. A little bit underwhelmed. Yeah, Carlos Mendoza, yeah. Spence versus Crawford is the next Mayweather versus Pacquiao, 5 years too late. Do you know what, Carlos? I don't think we're going to see that fight at all. I really don't. We won't see Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence. It's not going to happen. I'll say it now. I don't think we're going to see it. Somebody's going to get beat before that fight happens. And yeah, it's just going to disintegrate from there, basically. It's not going to happen. And if it does happen, either one of the guys or both guys will be depleted. We're not going to get that prime versus prime fight between those two. And we need to accept that now. Or basically apply immense pressure on these promoters. But there's not enough of us to do that. You know? It is what it is. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen. I'd be shocked. If that fight happens anywhere near their primes. Shocked. Okay, G-Man. I never knew that, see, this is always good when you see guys in the chat who've actually got first-hand knowledge on these fighters. So he blew his back out against Vargas, then got stopped. Kennedy tries too hard to outmatch over guys he fights. Okay, interesting. See, I've not seen much of Niall Kennedy. I've heard of him for a long time, though, but I've not seen much of him. Yeah. I'll have a look at it, Unrivaled. Oh, shit, hang on, mate. Because I can't copy the link in StreamYard. Oh. Hang on, mate. Uno momento, por favor. Okay, so this is the London card on Matchroom. So October 4th, this is the card. Chantel Cameron versus Adriana Dos Santos Araujo for the vacant WBC female lightweight title or super lightweight title. Not interested. Joshua Buatsi versus Marco Kalic. Not interested. Lena Sadofia versus John Harding Jr. It's a good fight at English title level. I like Linus. I've met him a few times in Luton. So I've got a bit of interest in that fight just because I've seen the guy a few times. But not the greatest fight on Sky Sports. Aqib Diaz versus Kane Baker. Not interested. Alen Babich versus Niall Kennedy. I still think that's decent enough. Shit card, basically. I think that's a terrible card. Exactly, G-Man. You know. I will never bow from that. I'll never stray from that opinion. I can't see myself ever enjoying female boxing. I really can't. It just doesn't do it for me for whatever reason. It is what it is. I don't get it as invested, and yeah, that's what I'm saying, D. That's my worry, D, with Errol right now. I think we're going to find out everything we need to know about Errol Spence in the Danny Garcia fight, because Errol Spence hasn't trained for a long time post that car crash. That there was a long period of time when he wasn't doing anything. He was recovering. He wasn't sparring. He was putting on weight. Plus the initial impact of the crash itself in terms of his health, his ability to take a punch, there's a lot that could have gone wrong with Errol Spence in this period of time, and we're going to find out against Danny Garcia. If Errol Spence's ability to take a shot has been altered and compromised, we shall find out against Danny Garcia. Trust me on that. Danny Garcia is a guy who can throw with you. Errol Spence Jr. isn't exactly the most defensively sound fighter in the world. If Danny Garcia decides to trade with Errol, he will find the target. One thing about Danny, and I know a lot of people don't like him, but one thing about Danny, he's got very good composure when he exchanges and throws with you. And in those moments, he can catch Errol Spence Jr. flush with either a big left hook or an overhand right. Be interesting to see how Errol takes those shots, particularly the overhand right. Obviously, Errol's a southpaw. That overhand right could be there for him, for Danny Garcia. So I'm very intrigued about that fight. I'm looking forward to it. I'm on that fight a lot more than most people. I like that fight a lot. I think it's a very good fight. Very good fight. Intangibles trying to wind me up. That card has 2 title fights: WBC lightweight women's and the WBA international light heavyweight, and an English middleweight title fight. Yes, sir. Trying to wind me up. But yeah, it's not the greatest fight. It's not the greatest fight card in the world. Not in my opinion. I will take a look at Marco Kalic though. Maybe I'm shortchanging him. But, you know, I'm pretty tight on these prospects. I'm pretty, you know, I take note of most of these guys, and I've not heard anything good about Marco Kalic. So there we go. Luke Campbell versus Ryan Garcia predictions. Well, I've not got like a set prediction in mind in terms of who wins and how they win per se. Well, I think Ryan's going to win. I think Ryan's going to win. I think Luke needs a knockout. That card is a Golden Boy card in America. Ryan Garcia is the next big thing on their stable. They need him to win. You know, Luke would have to do very well to get a decision in America on a Golden Boy card. So even if Luke wins, will he get the decision? Probably not. And I think Ryan can win that fight legitimately anyway. He hits hard. He's got quick hands. You know, it's a good fight. I'd have to think about it some more, though. I need to think about it some more, to be honest. But I think people are kind of writing off Garcia a little too early. I know he's unproven. I know that. I know he's unproven. But, you know, Luke Campbell at the same time, I mean, he's a proven loser at the top level. It sounds harsh. It sounds horrible, but the hardest fights he's taken, he's lost, right? So he's not some unbeatable guy who's like a lightweight Golovkin or fucking Canelo Alvarez. No, Luke Campbell's very beatable. He does make mistakes. He comes in square on. And when you're fighting a real fast-handed puncher like Ryan Garcia, that can be trouble. We've seen Luke Campbell get dropped when he comes in square, like against Mendy, like against Argenis Mendez. Luke's got a lot of flaws, man. Ryan can expose them. So I think it's a very hard fight for both guys. But due to the political aspect of that fight, I'm going with Ryan Garcia, I think. I'm going with Ryan. Just how I see it, man. Going with Ryan. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, Del, you don't support your English fighters." Listen, man, I'm never going to let patriotism blind my thoughts on a fight. It's not going to cloud my judgment. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm right, I'm right. But that sort of shit's not going to cloud my viewpoint. Now, I would prefer Luke Campbell to win because I like Luke a lot. He's a good boxer. Seems like a good guy as well. I would like him to win, but I don't think he will. Look at St. Brit, man. He's loving it. He's loving it. MB thinks he's going to box Ryan's head off. Be interesting to see if Luke could hurt Ryan. Luke's not the biggest puncher in the world, but he hits relatively hard. You know, he's not a pillow puncher, but, you know, he's not a puncher either. He's in the middle kind of thing. He's in the middle. Nah, St. Brit, when Luke Campbell loses that fight, come back here, bruh. Come back. I I genuinely think Luke's going to lose. Hopefully the undercard's decent. And by the way, Matt, thank you very much, by the way, for filling me in on that situation. Much appreciated. But yeah, I do intend to believe that, to be honest. I do intend to believe that. Crazy if true, though, man. It's fucking nuts. Yeah, Lubin versus Gaucher is a good fight. Yeah, it's a decent fight. I think Lubin should win. To be honest, I think Lubin should win. Gaucher's all right. Gaucher is like a fringe level contender. I would say. Is it Gaucher or Gaucher? Something like that. But he's a fringe level guy. Exactly, overhands. Yeah, they're going to have an Adelaide Bird card in there. 100%. 100%. Yeah, man, Akuziev on the undercard MB. That'd be sick. That'd be amazing. I tell you what, there's another fight Golden Boy are talking about, which I actually quite like. I know most people are not going to care about it, but they're talking about Jaime Munguia versus Turiano Johnson. I think that could be a fun scrap, to be honest. I think that could be a fun scrap. Turiano Johnson versus Jaime Munguia. Good little fight, that, in my opinion. Now Munguia doesn't hold a title. I don't mind these sort of fights. But when he was a champion, the title defenses were terrible after Liam Smith. So he's not got a title anymore. And in my opinion, Munguia needs to develop. Guys like Turiano Johnson are perfect fights for him right now. I like that fight a bit. I quite like that fight. I'll take a look at him, Mark. I'll take a look at him, Mark. But I'm again, even if he is half decent, yet another Buatsi opponent on 3 weeks' notice. You know what I mean? So I'm not convinced, man. I ain't convinced. Maybe he is all that. Maybe he's all that, and he's a very good prospect, and he could win the fight. But we shall see. We shall see. I'll have a look at him though. I'll look at him after this stream. To be honest, I'll look at him after. I'll give him a watch after this stream. It's only fair. Yeah, Aaron McKenna. Yeah, he looks like a half decent kid. Yeah, he can punch a bit, can't he? He can punch a bit. Very aggressive. Yeah, he looks half decent. Yeah, that's the thing, Jim, man. That's the thing. I mean, even if Kalic is half decent, 3 weeks training camp. Curfew's coming, Dell. Yeah, man, 100%. Yeah, why are there more than 6 people watching this video? Yeah, we can't have more than 6 people together in the UK now, so I'm breaking lockdown rules. Shit. We're fucking breaking the law, man. Okay. He's been a pro since 2016 and he's had 11 fights. This is Marco Kalic. I knew he had World Series of Boxing experience. He beat Alen Babich in the amateurs, like somebody said earlier, and he lost to Alen Babich. Got beat by Tervel Pulev. He's a big guy, though, for a light heavyweight. He's 6'3", I will say that. Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. Maybe he's decent. Maybe he's decent. Maybe I'm being harsh. I swear Alen Babich was the security guard of the ING bank here in The Hague. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Whatever happened to Nkosi Solomon? Nkosi Solomon failed a drug test, Mr. Relax. And I think Eddie dropped him, basically. But he definitely failed a drug test. And yeah, Eddie dropped him. Yeah, fuck all of these politicians, MB. Every single one of them. Not worth our time. Not worth getting upset about them or anything. Just live your life as best you can. Screw these guys, man. Screw these guys. But yeah, we'll see about Buatsi's opponent, Marco Kalic. I'll give him a watch. I'll be fair. Before I start shitting on it, which I already have, to be honest, but I'll give it a watch. But I ain't convinced, bro. I'm not convinced. 32 years old. He's had 11 fights since 2016. He's fought nobody in the pros. Nah. We shall see. We shall see. Anyway, lads, I am going to wrap this one up. How long have we been going for? 1 hour and 36 minutes. Yeah, that's about right, I think. It's about right. Kind of drifted off towards the end here. I'm losing the energy, man. I'm getting old. I can't do the rounds anymore. Shot to bits. Shot to pieces. But yeah, man, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Smash the like, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. And yeah, man, until the next time, peace.